Hello guys, what is up? Welcome back. This is another speedrunning commentary video. We are going against Autophobic, I think that's how you pronounce that. And yeah, this is a ranked match that I did recently. And yeah, what I have learned is that ranked matches are based off of like how skilled you are. So I'm mostly getting like village seeds at this point, even though I know how to do buried treasure and shipwreck stuff. And yeah, so we actually have a story today, and that story goes back all the way to when I was like in preschool, so like a long time ago. But yeah, so in preschool we used to do this thing. It was called quiet time. Now, this might be just like a thing. This might be like a universal thing that schools do. I'm not sure. This might just be a weird thing that my school did, but we had this thing called quiet time. And now this might seem great to you, but let me give you a description of it. We would all the preschoolers would lay down in this dark room. It was like rugged. It had a rug, so it wouldn't be like really uncomfortable, but we would all lay down. This is when like a lot of kids would go to sleep. So yeah, this kind of took place of naps, but we would all lay down, and then the teacher would turn on some kind of TV show, like some kids show, like PJ Masks or something. I don't know what I watched when I was that young, but anyway, yeah. Now, this might seem great to you, like, that would have, and it was great, except for sometimes there were teachers who would just turn on, like, the same episode of the same TV show, like, every day. I have a distinct memory of, like, watching the same episode of Dora the Explorer, like, 5 times. But anyway, yeah, so we were doing quiet time, and I had, like, a common thing that I would do in quiet time, and that this might sound a little weird to you, but like I didn't like quiet time because I was a preschooler. Like but I don't like naps now, but like naps back then were a lot worse. So I had these escape plans. Now in my mind, the entire time while this was happening, it was like Mission Impossible music going on, and yeah, that was just going through my mind. I don't even know, like, this was the most intense thing ever. So like you gotta understand, we were upstairs, so like there was some pretty cool stuff going on downstairs, like see the gym. Like, see, you might think of that, and you think of like, you think of like the kind of school gym. I don't know. I've never been to public school, but I go to private school, and my school has what we call the gym. I'm not sure if it's like a public school gym, but it's like they're like a bunch of mats and stuff. Well, we weren't really allowed to use the mats because we were preschoolers, but there's all that kind of stuff. There's 2 trampolines, there's a basketball trampoline. So I wanted, naturally, as the preschooler that I wanted to go downstairs and play with all that stuff, instead of laying in the dark, like a sane person. But so I decided I was going to escape somehow, and yeah, so my first plan, and both of my plans that I did were successful, but my original plan was just like, what if I can just sneak out while they're not looking? Now there were a few ways that I could do this, but the main thing that I would do is I would just like wait for the teacher to not be looking, because of course you can't just leave a bunch of preschoolers in the room by themselves. One of them is going to sneak out. But I would just wait for the teacher not to be looking, and I would roll over a bit. And there's just like Mission Impossible music going through my head while I'm doing this. But yeah, the teacher would look away, I would roll over a bit. We would just repeat this cycle until I was really close to the stairs. When the teacher looked away like one more time, I would run up down the stairs, and that I would make a break for it. Now, there were some times when the teacher would catch me and they would be like, sit back down. Of course, that didn't happen most of the time, but yeah, there were a few times where they would tell me to like sit back down or to go back to where I was supposed to be laying down. Now, what do you think I did next? You think I was just gonna sit there and watch Dora the Explorer for the 5th time in a row? No, so I decided I was going to. Now this is like an insane idea. I just did the same thing over again. It's like, I mean, what were they gonna do? So usually it worked by the 2nd time, and I was able to sneak downstairs. And then someone down there was like, "Do you know you're down here?" And then I would have to go back up. But anyway, that brings me on to my next method that I had for escaping. Now that this one's just insane. Like, who could think of it? See, the way it would work in this one, I don't know, I don't think I did this one as much, but the way this one would work is I would just lay there for the entire time. See, this one's a bit different, but I would just lay there for the entire time, and then you want to know what I would do? I would act like I was asleep when they were leaving, and then I would just see if a kid was asleep, they were just gonna let them sleep there, because like it's preschool. So yeah, they would let them sleep for a bit longer. And so what I would do is I would wait until they were about to leave, and I would act like I was asleep, and that the teachers would just leave me there, because like, I don't know, I must have been a pretty good actor, but yeah, they would just leave me there. And then once they went on to the next activity of the day, I would just get up, I would walk downstairs. And of course, with this method, the same exact thing would happen, where I would be walking down there inconspicuously, well, as inconspicuous as a preschooler can be. And what someone else would be like, wait, do they know you're down here? And I'll be like, I just utter silence. And so I would have to be sent back up. But that's besides the point. And I was just able to like walk down the stairs. It was great. And this worked for a while, but eventually they caught on to me. But oh goodness, I thought I had enough to rant about. But we've still got 2 minutes left in the video. Please don't leave. But anyway, let's get to talking about this run. So we've got this pretty standard nether enter. It's a bit slow for me, and yeah, I E-ray for the bastion, and at this point I'm going up to the bastion, and I don't even know, like, this is not a great pace for me. I mean, sometimes it takes a bit longer to get to the bastion, so it would be, I don't know, it's below average pace for me. But anyway, oh yeah, I have something to talk about now. So I've been doing a lot of speedrunning lately, and that's when I realized I only have like complete routes for like 2 of the bastions, and that's the 2 easiest bastions, stables and bridge, because those ones are pretty much just like, bridge is just grab the chalice and then go, and then I always go for middle in treasure. And so what I learned is I need to figure some out for stables. So at first I decided I'm gonna watch a tutorial. It's gonna be great, and of course that didn't work out because I'm terrible at following tutorials. So I came up with my own route, and you can see me doing it here. But I drop down, I collect the gold, and then that's supposed to anger the piglins, and then and then I can create a little hole. I do it a bit differently here. I create a hole there, and then I have that so that they can fall in, and then I just collect the rest of the gold. There were no piglins that immediately came after me here, so it kind of didn't work the greatest, but yeah, at this point I just won. And if you guys enjoyed this video, maybe consider subscribing. And I know that's a bit of a quick end there, but yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.